people can look at you and go to your page and be like, oh, look at this fool, you know what I mean? Like, he's a
Yeah,
rapper, you know what I mean? He's got his own clothing line. Like, he don't understand what it's like to be going through what I'm going through, you know? So what do you say to that person, you know, that thinks that because of they see something on Instagram, or, you know, they see your life, they think, you know, that you don't go through things mentally?
and I say I would say to those people that they need to realize that I can I hurt too, and I didn't just grow up and was handed a clothing line or the music mentality to be able to do the tedious stuff that is required to actually be doing all that stuff. People don't know that I grew up brokenhearted. I grew up with no dad. I either had 3 jobs when I was a fucking kid, had to help with the rent, lived in the hood, had stale cereal with fucking water for breakfast many times, fucking 3 slices of bread in our lunch was fucking a ketchup sandwich. You know what I mean? A fucking ketchup sandwich. And I remember eating fucking ketchup packets and shit out of hunger at times because we just didn't have shit. And my mom was just working fucking jobs right there, just trying to pay the rent, me trying to help her.
Yeah. As a child,
So
you know?
as a child and with no father, I mean, how the fuck do you become a father when you didn't have a father? Who gives you instructions? You know what I mean? And then to be a father and to be I'm not the world's fucking most perfect father, but I think I do a pretty good job myself. Having 4 kids, I got my stepson, my niece, or you know what I mean? It's not easy to do that and be able to juggle clothing line, music, being a G, being a father, and this and that. So people think that it's just like all easy, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this guy's making his money. He don't know shit about it. Man, I know all about the motherfucking struggle. All about that shit. And I was deep in the streets, all up in the mix. Not one of those gangsters that was out there partying, just in it for the bitches, or just in it for the looks. Because there's a lot of those that I made throughout my life, you know? And I wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
My homies from my good and people that know me know that I'm on some real one shit. And you're not going to catch no like fake shit with me. Excuse me. So by being a real one, I don't mean like you got to be a gangster to be a real one, but just a real individual. I mean, just solid with it. You know what I mean? You're a real one because you're real with your shit. I'm a real one, not just because I'm a gangster. A lot of people sometimes mix that up and they're like, "Oh, I'm a real one." You know what I mean? Because you could be a real piece of shit.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A real one, like a real one, a solid individual. We all know what the real one meaning stands for. You know what I mean? That's what my coin line, real ones. You know what I mean? You can't be a big piece of shit or someone that is just fucking spiteful and downhearted and support real ones. You want to feel comfortable with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to be able to support it because you already know deep inside you can't wear it because you're just not a real one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I get it, and I got it right away. You know what I mean? When I saw it, and that's the thing. If you're a real one, you're going to understand. Like, I know what you're saying, you know what I mean, by being a real one. You know what I mean? I get it because I'm real as fuck, dog. You know what I mean? And this is my show, and I'm only going to have people on here that I respect, bro, that I hold to a high standard, that you know what I mean, that I really know that you get it.
Exactly, dog. You know, and that's why I fuck with a lot of people in different types of sides of the world or different, like, for example, like when we met, I mean, you could tell right away, like real recognize real.
Yeah.
Even though you're not a gang member, you carry yourself like a G. You know what I mean? And you don't have to be a G to be a G. I don't know if that makes sense.
It
like
does,
I tell my daughter,
to the real G's, it makes sense.
You know what I mean, dog? And people get that shit twisted. You know what I mean? Because you can be a G, you still be a punk, and like as a gangster.
Yep.
I met gangsters that are just fucking all show.
Mm-hmm.
They might dress the fucking part. They might have tattoos. They might fucking like throw up their sign or whatever. But they're just punks. They're the first to snitch, the first to fucking sit here and fold, first to leave you hanging if like it will go down to a fight. Like say something happens, it's 3-on-3, or say 3-on-2, or 10 on. I mean, I've been in situations where I got left behind and shit. I mean, and you look back, it's like you got to be able to see your real one right behind you.
Yeah.
If he leaves you, the shit goes down. He ain't a real one. He was only there conditionally until the shit got shitty.
Yeah.
And when it gets shitty, then that's when a fake one will fucking leave your side.
Well, that's what they say. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be a gangster until it's time to do some gangster shit.
Exactly, dog. I mean, and I've done everything that there is to it. I've been there, done it with the whole the G shit. Been to the pen, been to the feds, and I'm not saying no way, shape, or form, dog, that I'm the fucking baddest fucking gangster in the fucking planet. Not at all. I mean, because I can get smoked too. You know what I mean? I can be the baddest motherfucker and go at it with 100 fucking fools. I'm not gonna fool. I'm gonna go at it, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that one of them might get me. You know what I mean? It's just reality. But if you're a real one, I mean, you're going to be real with it every aspect in your life. You know what I mean? Not just being a gang member. So
right.
When I speak to my homies, my youngsters, I talk to them all the time. Matter of fact, I was just talking to my boy Danny, which is kind of ironic, if that's the right word, but he was calling me early. He wanted to chop it up with me, and he has his own little landscaping business, right? And he was telling me, dog, we got to do something positive today. And I was like, hey, well, what you got in mind? You know what I mean? I'm always open to, you know what I mean? He's like, he's just tripping out the whole times about that we're going through right now. And I was like, it's kind of trippy, you know what I mean? Because my homies open up to me, not just about gangster shit. You know what I mean? They open up to me about life shit, struggles, girls, problems that they're having, or you know what I mean? And I respect that. And I respect that they respect me enough to actually open up like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not easy to. I mean, me, myself, I'm fucking like, I'm very closed about shit. I usually hold shit in and then I'll just snap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just like, I try to play the part like I'm just dealing with it well, or just because I don't expose it or I'm putting it on social media or I'm going through it. It doesn't mean I'm not going through it. I go through it a lot of times. I go through a lot of fucking mind fucks and struggles and get overwhelmed with shit. I got my daughter that has epilepsy. I'm not going to post it, but fucking Saturday we're right there and she had a seizure. She has epilepsy. You know what I mean? And it's fucked up and people don't know that shit. You know what I mean? They might be like, hey, fuck, he hasn't posted for a while or he's being short today or this and that, but they don't know what I'm going through behind the scenes or real life shit. It's not, I don't have it all fucking like, flowers and fucking and doves and shit. You know what I mean? It's not easy, dog. I'm still in the struggle. I'm not rich. I'm not broke, but I ain't rich.
Yeah, I hear you,
You
bro.
know what I mean?
Yeah, and one of the biggest things that I preach, man, is that every single day in and day out, somebody is going through something and somebody is going through something big. So when you're out and about, you know, you need to carry yourself that way and you need to understand nobody owes you a fucking answer to anything. We're all just trying to get through it. You know what I mean? So I try to push that respect, that positivity, you know what I mean? That realness.
Right.
Because it's hard, man. It's hard to see, you know what I mean? It's hard for me, you know, and I could have gone a different way when I came back from war, you know what I'm saying? I could have been biased against Middle Eastern people, or I could have held on to that anger and let it kill me. But, you know, bro, I've seen what that brings, and it's nothing good. You know what I mean? It doesn't give my kids a good father. It doesn't give my wife a good husband. You know, it doesn't do any good for anybody. And I know that, you know what I mean? So, but I also know that it took a long time for me to get there. And so if I do come up on somebody on the street, you know, being sideways, and don't get it twisted, you're not just going to walk up to me and disrespect me. That's not going to happen. But what I am saying is if I see some dude and I see him in a way, I gotta, you know, think that he may be going through something bigger than I understand. And do I need to get to kick the dust up with this fool, or do I just need to get home to my kids? You know what I mean? And it's just my head's in a different place.
Yeah, how serious is it? You know what I mean?
Right.
How serious is it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and like I tell, I tell my kids all the time. I tell like people all the time. You know what I mean? Like, you never really know what someone is going through mentally when you approach them or when you cross paths or whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might be having a great fucking day, but then this person might have gotten a big fucking fight with this girl. Fucking might have fucking like his kid might have had a seizure. Might have just fucking lost his job. His fucking homie might have got smoked, or maybe shit's not going well and he's in a dark spot. So you don't really know what the fuck people are going through, because the mind is very powerful, and the mind could actually make you believe your own shit if you let it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the mind is always thinking. I mean, I don't know if you're like me, dog, but I'm always thinking and shit.
Always.
Sometimes I can't even fucking sleep and shit.